All right, now we're going to talk about the concept of pressing out with a firearm. And when there's a difference between marksmanship and gunfighting, we talk about that all the time in our classes. We do want to know the difference. You should work on both. But when you talk about the gunfight or the actual fight or self-defense situation itself, we need to understand that we must have the ability, just as much as we're responsible for retaining our own weapon, but we have to have the understanding that we can shoot from different positions. It's not always going to be here. Statistics show what 10 feet is the average self-defense. Less than 10 feet is the average self-defense situation with a gun. So with that being said, if 10 feet isn't very much, if I press out and my arms are 3 feet long or 2.5 feet long, well, that takes up a whole lot of space right there. He's coming at me. I might not even be able to get that out there before he's already on top of me. And even if I do put rounds on target, he's still coming at me. We've seen thousands of videos that show that rounds on, just because I put rounds into this person's body does not stop them immediately. It may take a few minutes to actually for that person to weaken and stop. And sometimes they may never, depending on where you're hitting them. So the importance of being able to draw and shoot from different positions is paramount. Okay, so Mr. Bo is going to go ahead and
always
demonstrate
remember, guys, as Chris is saying, your basics. You have to have your fundamentals and basics. If you don't have your basics, you can't do anything. Only when you're shooting quicker, faster, all that is basics done better. It's never about super cool guy tactical stuff. There are those guys out there, and they do that for a living, and they're freaking awesome, right? And we're civilians, right? We're civilian self-defense instructors. So our goal is to bring the mom, the dad, the average Joe up to a higher level of confidence in their material and in their firearms training. So when Chris is talking about necessary, the theory would be not using our sights. And some people hear that and they freak out and go, oh my God, what does that mean? Well, we just talked about this in a class last week. And if Chris is facing me and I take my fingers and I bring them together in front of my body, they intuitively and instinctively are going to point in the center of his chest. This close of an altercation, I'm not going to have the time to look at my sights, line them up perfectly on the target, overlay them on the chest, and then press out a shot. It's already over at that point. But I can get my hands to my firearm and shoot from multiple positions. At this close, if I push my gun all the way out, Chris smacks my hand, okay, I'm offline, I'm done. Now he takes my gun from me, right? As opposed to drawing and staying at the close guard, right? And then shooting. So let's talk about first a draw, right? And when we draw our firearm, two things have to happen. Number one, we have to clear the garment. Number two, we have to keep our support hand clear and safe with the firearm. So currently I'm covered up here, but my left hand, I could draw multiple ways. There's 100 ways to Sunday to do this. The way we're gonna show it today is gonna be, because he's so close, it's gonna be a single hand draw, because this hand might be engaged in keeping him off of me. So my right hand clears and I get my thumb deep inside the pants, all the way down inside the holster. I get my master grip with my trigger finger along the slide. I immediately draw and orient the firearm at the threat. Hand stays out of the way, nothing else is here. Elbows close to body, providing good weapon retention and recoil management. I could fire from here, boom, boom, couple rounds. Then my hands come together and I could be moving off that X and pressing out as need be. But the important point is, as soon as that gun comes up and is level to the threat, I can engage the threat. The hands can come together, I can fire multiple rounds from here. If you never practice this way, this is not going to be good for you, right? We see lots of students, when they're learning this in the first time, they're causing a lot of malfunctions. The number one reason is going to be that grip and maintaining good recoil management. So drawing the gun, getting the gun level in the fight, giving a couple things for him to think about and chew on, then I'm going to create space. I'm not going to shove off while I have the gun here, because that would be bringing the hand near the muzzle. I'm going to use the gun to push him off of me, and then I'll move myself. Create space, get off that X, step off the line, and then if I need to, press out when I have a safe distance to the threat.
Let's go live on that, sir.
So I'm here, maybe there's an altercation, I see him going for a knife, I shove off, I drive, boom, 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 and move offline. Always create that space in the X.